Hello everyone, it's your Peacekeeper, and I've got a video that, man, I am excited about this. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the news lately with regards to World of Warships and what is coming in the not too distant future for our favorite US cruiser line, but if you haven't heard the news, Wargaming has basically announced that they are going to be splitting the US cruiser line into the light and heavy cruisers. And of course, in the background of this video, we're going to have a Cleveland epic battle. I guess you can call it an epic battle replay. More or less the reasons why Cleveland is a bit broken sometimes battle. But anyway, back to the cruiser split. Basically what they're going to do is they're going to take Pensacola, New Orleans, and Baltimore and shift them down a tier. So Pensacola will be tier 6, New Orleans tier 7, Baltimore tier 8. And that will be, the starting 3 heavy cruisers. At tier 9 is going to be the Buffalo, which if you've not been around since closed beta, you could be forgiven for not knowing what that is. Basically, back in closed beta, actually even before I started in closed beta, the tier 10 US cruiser, heavy cruiser, was basically this Baltimore, but it had 4 triple turrets, so 12 total guns instead of the 9 that Baltimore had. And they kind of played around with it at tier 10 and then at tier 9, and then eventually they decided on their current tech tree. And I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what the ship is like, but they've got it slotted in at tier 9, and then, of course, at tier 10, Des Moines remains. Now, going over to the light cruiser side of things, now it's going to start at tier 6, so it's going to split off from Omaha, and it's going to go to the Dallas, which nobody really knows what that ship is, but if I had to take a guess, the rumor mills are saying it's basically a proto-Brooklyn, meaning a prototype Brooklyn, one of the designs. I think Scheme 8, I think, is the one that people are saying. Basically, it's a Brooklyn hull, but it only has 3 triple guns instead of, the Cleveland's 12 or the Brooklyn's 15. And they're 6-inch guns, obviously, because it's a light cruiser. But we don't know any more details because Wargaming hasn't really released any details on that. At tier 7 is Helena, which is a St. Louis class light cruiser. The St. Louis class is basically a modified version of the Brooklyn class. And so I can kind of sort of forgive Wargaming for not including my Brooklyns in this game, but at least one form of them is. I suspect, though, that Brooklyn will be a premium ship before too long. And the reason why I say that is because Brooklyn's role in the U.S. Navy is so important because her hull is literally what laid the groundwork for every U.S. cruiser hull after her. So from Brooklyn to St. Louis to Cleveland, Fargo, and then Worcester, which would be the last of our light cruisers, to Wichita, which was based on a tweaked Brooklyn hull, to Baltimore, to I can't remember the name of the Brooklyn upgraded hull. Boy, Oakland? No, Oakland's where the Atlanta's. Anyway, the Baltimore is basically refits, and then the Des Moines hull. Now, it's a really important ship, so I'm suspecting, like Wichita, it's going to end up being a premium. So maybe we'll get to see it, but basically the gun layout is going to be take Miyoko, replace the guns with the gun barrels themselves are Cleveland's 6-inch 47 caliber guns. However, they're in a weaker turret that has a lower traverse speed, meaning it doesn't turn as quickly, and the reload time isn't as aggressive. At tier 8 is Cleveland. And a lot of people are going, man, I hope they don't take Cleveland and put it at tier 8. That means it's going to see tier 10s, and in its current form, it just can't hack it. Well, yes and no. Cleveland, back in closed beta, was a much, much, much different ship than it currently is today. It had a significantly faster reload time and a significantly faster actual rate of fire. So faster traverse speed, faster rate of fire. The ship had a split citadel, which made it almost impossible to citadel, and it was just a fantastic ship. Plus, you got to keep in mind that it's going to be gaining the Tier 8 concealment, rudder shift, or target acquisition module, which means it's really going to be doing a lot better than the current one is by a healthy margin. And the current one is a very good ship. I mean, it is no slouch in its own right, so that'll be pretty interesting to see. I'm excited to see it. At Tier 9 is the Seattle, which nobody knows what it is. Maybe a prototype Worcester class. Basically, some configuration of 6-inch guns. We're probably going to end up seeing like a Cleveland with dual-purpose gun mounts or something to that effect. I honestly don't know. Wargaming hasn't released any information, obviously. And at Tier 10 is the Worcester class, which that name doesn't look like Worcester, but that's what it actually is, or something close to that anyway. And basically, that is going to be a Minotaur with a slower rate of fire than the Minotaur, obviously, but it's going to have six twin turret mounts instead of the 5 that Minotaur currently has. Now, the rate of fire is significantly lower, so we don't have to worry necessarily about that, and I think it'll be alright, because it's going to have HE, that's going to be super important, and, you know, that's something that Minotaur doesn't have currently. So it'll have HE, it should have pretty good AP, because US 6-inch AP is actually pretty stout, especially at closer ranges, but it will still have a really high rate of fire, so it'll still be quite capable. I'm really not all that worried about, you know, that ship being able to do damage. And so that's kind of the line. There's a bunch of people that have expressed some concerns over Baltimore getting down tiered to Tier 8. Just one thing to keep in mind is it will be losing the reload and range module for that you get at Tier 9. That will not be an option on a Tier 8 Baltimore. Plus, it will lose the heal, and the radar will get down tiered a little bit, so the radar isn't as strong. So there's a number of nerfs that's going to come to that. Personally, if you look at the stats and you look at the way these ships play, pretty much all the US cruisers could be down tiered successfully with no changes. Like, if you took Baltimore right now and threw it into Tier 8, it would be above the midpoint, but it would basically be an average ship, which personally I don't have any problems with. It's been a long time since US cruisers were anything more than just a joke anyway, especially if you didn't play them correctly or on a map where they had a lot of protection and cover, kind of like the map that we've got here. So I'm not really all that worried about it. The other one that people seem worried about is Pensacola at Tier 6, and I ain't worried about that either. I mean, it's going to see the same tiers for matchmaking, so it's really not that big of an issue, and it'll never see a Tier 4 Phoenix. Yes, it's going to be extremely strong up against what it will most likely see as Tier 5s, but the biggest reason why I don't think this is a bad change is because it's going to stop seeing Tier 9s, which just absolutely decimate it. So I think it's a good change. I'm interested to see what the Dallas and Seattle are. I'm interested to see how my Helena plays, my Brooklyn class cruisers, because quite honestly, the Brooklyns are by far my favorite cruiser design from the US. We designed it specifically to compete against Mogami, and, well, we did that. And it was a very, very capable cruiser. And the Helena has a huge story, which I'm surprised they haven't actually turned it into a premium, but hey, I'm not going to complain. So long as a Brooklyn is in the game, I really don't care. Okay, so let's dive into this battle video then, or delve into this battle video, depending on how technical you want to be. So what we've had basically is the map is Hotspot, and I am over in what would be the Sea Cap in a Cleveland. There's lots of islands here to hide behind, lots of ships to shoot at that are just barely in range. We've got ourselves some destroyer here. We've got 1 kill, 41,274 damage. Not exactly doing the hottest. Now, this match is a tier 8 fight, and it does have carriers. Now, earlier you saw me destroy, and I mean absolutely destroy, the Hiryu's aircraft. Uh-oh. Incoming from the Bismarck. Ooh. Please do not delete me. Yeah. So this is a pretty good map for this cruiser, especially when the teams kind of devolve into this current meta. You can see we are definitely down on points, and things do not look good. I am very, very deep into the... Oh, ow. Okay, there was a Citadel. Fine. You made your point. Knock it off. No. No, I don't think we're going to get a shell out on him. Nope. Okay. So, you know, basically from here, our entire team is stalling as best they possibly can, trying to protect our Saipan, and it is Mr. Adidas, Mr. USS Adidas, or Adidas, however you wish to say that. Oh, don't die! We need him for the end of this. Now, normally people would be looking at this and going, oh boy, this is going to be rough. And yeah, you're not wrong. This is not going to be an easy fight by any stretch of the imagination. And so you can see here we finally found the piece of island that I can shoot over. And we don't want to kill our Bogue in the process. We need him alive. Or sorry, Saipan. It's an Independence, not a Bogue. So here I am. We're trying to get ourselves into position to try and save our battleship here, our North Carolina, and he's doing pretty good HP-wise, so maybe we can save him, and we're going to just continue to burn things down. Now, normally, I would be very bitter if I was the battleships on the receiving end of this punishment, because basically, outside of the damage that was done to me earlier, nobody has been able to do any significant amount of damage. Now, hindsight for this North Carolina, I kind of wish he would have retreated at the beginning of this match. Oh, okay. Apparently not going to be able to shoot over that island. We're not doing so hot with damage output on this either. And this is one area, yes, this captain does have IFHE. He is a 14-point captain, so he should be able to do just a smidge more damage than he currently is, but we're not really able to get there. Oh, okay, so we're going to beat yourself. Well, here's to hoping that this North Carolina lives long enough to distract them so I can get that away. I am not really Yep, there he goes. Alright. Well, now we're up. It is 3 ships. 3, you heard that right, 3 ships. A North Carolina, a Saipan, and myself versus literally the world. This cannot result in a victory for us. It's just not possible. Anybody who's ever actually, you know, tried to play this way will be able to tell you, nope, 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 not possible, not possible, not possible. Or is it? Well, you can see here, judicious, that wasn't the, oh, we got him. Judicious abuse of cover is going to be the name. What is this? What is this? All right, don't threaten me with a good time. Judicious abuse of cover is going to be the name of the game, and we are going to try like heck to kill this Shinonome. Come on. Yes, got him. All right, well, we're up to 3 kills now and 55,000 damage, and oi, not really doing so hot. We're going to go ahead and we're going to use the islands to our advantage here, because right now they are far enough away. And praying that my CV can actually get a scout plane over there so I can see. Oh, we got a fire on whatever that was all the way over there. I think that was their North Carolina. So we got a fire on the North Carolina here, and it is currently 3 ships to 5 ships. Now, again, abusing islands. This is the name of the game for U.S. cruisers. If you've not played the U.S. cruiser line and this is your least favorite style of gameplay, don't bother grinding up them, because quite honestly, this line does not work without doing this. It physically cannot operate in open water. It just doesn't work. I don't know of any other way to explain it. And, oh, Nuremberg. Oh, you repaired. Sneaky. And, alright, well, we didn't get the kill, but hey, I'm not going to complain too loudly about this, because that's one less ship, and it is down to just 2 of us. You heard that right. Just 2 of us now. Saipan is doing his magic. I'm hoping that I can, you know, take out this Pensacola. So long as I've got spotting, I think we'll be alright. The issue with this is going to be when it comes time to attack that North Carolina. If, you know, he decides to attack the North Carolina, you know, his AA is really quite strong. And, well, yep, he's going to eat a bunch of torpedoes, which means he is closer and closer to dying. And I like it when Pensacola's get closer and closer to dying. Makes me so much happier. We're up to 80,000 damage. We've got our 3 kills here. And apparently I can't aim. That is one downside to this line, is the shell arcs, but you can see here, I have managed to remain alive with a scant 3,272 hit points for a very, very, very long time. And this Pensacola is getting frustrated with the fact that he can't do anything about me, because I am shooting over an island and he can't even see me. But it doesn't matter, he is now dead. So this leaves us with a Tirpitz, a North Carolina, a Fuso, and a Hiryu. Fuso's AA is garbage, so we should expect to see a very dead Fuso here in a minute. I'm hoping that I can get this North Carolina worked over just a little bit. Okay, good. He's been spotted. He's been spotted by my spotting aircraft, which is a good sign. Maybe we can get some help here. We got to get these islands between us and our targets, because the minute I get spotted, I'm doomed. There's just no way around that. So, okay, Fuso is going to eat 2. Let's see if we can't get ourselves another kill. Definitely need it. Gotta also be paying attention to what's going on with the North Carolina there. So if you're looking at the mini-map, you know, it's important to pay attention to him. And you can see, okay, so he's gonna drop him. We're just gonna keep shooting at him, because if he somehow survives or he misses, nope, he got him. Okay, good. So now we've got ourselves a full health North Carolina. This is a tough situation no matter what ship you're in. And my goal here is we're going to get ourselves pointed the right way, we're going to back ourselves up, and we're going to try our damnedest to stay out of his vision. And if we do get spotted, I hope it's by a spotting plane, and we can just go ahead and shoot it down, because Law Cleveland AA. Which, by the way, the AA on Cleveland really is really good. Especially now. And that's one thing that that's going to get buffed. I mean, we're in a tier 8 fight, granted the Hiryu had tier 6 aircraft, but nope, still can't shoot over that, which is fine by me. The only thing that could spot me is if that Hiryu gets really aggressive. So, okay, so we're going to continue shooting over him. Oh boy, not good. We have just managed to beach ourselves. Oh, reset. Oh boy, 88,000 damage here, and one very, very frustrated North Carolina. Trying to get those other guns back in, also trying to take out some of his AA so that our torpedo bombers don't get completely decimated there. We do also need to pay attention to his maneuvers, because he's turning in for this torpedo bomber setup. But we need to make sure that if he continues that turn, that he is going to, you know, that we have the ability to continue to engage and reset the caps. Okay, so there he ate, I think it was 3 torpedoes that he ate. We're going to go ahead and hit him again. This is going to once again reset the cap. It's also going to take out some of his AA, which is a good sign. 4K damage, really quite good. Now you look at what he's doing, he is having to maneuver, and this is definitely Mr. Adidas or Adidas that is maneuvering him. He is maneuvering him in a way that he cannot engage me, because he is too busy turning into the torpedo bombers to actually successfully engage me. Now he can't see me now because, surprise, his spotting plane got taken out by my AA. Up to 98,594 damage, and this unfortunately is going to be about the extent of our damage, but you'll notice something very important here. Our Saipan is in their cap. And this is going to drive them up a wall because now they have to address this, because so long as Mr. Adidas is able to keep spotting on this North Carolina, which we lose, but hey, look, a fire. For the next 46 seconds, if I can get my spotting plane up, I can continue to reset this and we can get closer to winning. But look at what shows up over in their cap. They're hear you, or near their cap, I guess I should say. They're hear you. Now, fearing that this North Carolina is going to successfully turn around and engage me, I'm just going to go ahead and continue to back up. And our Saipan is doing some work on the hear you. So hopefully we got 30 seconds. Look at how close this is. We got 30 seconds. This is going to be close, because if we can kill the carrier, I think we can do it. Now, he's out of the cap. The North Carolina exited the cap, so this means it is just the hear you, which has 4,000 hit points. You need one torpedo hit. That's what we need. Come on. 8 seconds. Torpedoes are in the water. 5, 4, 3. Down goes the hear you. We get the points cap with 2 seconds to spare. Oh, and this is the kind of annoyance that some people will get over these ships, because so long as I can't be seen, I can hit you because of my shell arcs. 4 kills, 100,833 damage, 2,395 base XP. Our Saipan obviously coming in with the clutch victory there. 845,000 potential damage. Not a whole lot of potential damage, but man, what a fun match. And that kind of wraps up my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments about the U.S. cruiser line split. I am stoked for it. I can't wait. Anyway, I'm your Peacekeeper. Like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.